the Wii U gamepad to hit targets with throwing stars. And it may be familiar to those of you who saw last year's E3 concept video. I hope you will try it on the show floor to see how it has progressed. Well, there were 3 objectives that I set before starting the construction of Nintendoland. The first was to create unprecedented new forms of multiplayer gameplay by taking advantage of the Wii U gamepad. Second, since we were creating a theme park, I also wanted people to enjoy it to the fullest, whether visiting with friends and family or playing competitively by themselves. And finally, I wanted Nintendoland to be a place visitors from all around the world could gather. And I want the visitors to really sense that. What will make this a reality is Miiverse, our effort to unite living rooms and people playing games all around the world. As for what role Miiverse will fulfill in Nintendoland, I'd like to talk about that in detail during tonight's Developers Roundtable. And those of you watching online on Nintendo All Access, you may have a chance to see what it will look like. Now, let me explain how the first 2 objectives I mentioned are met in Nintendoland. First, what kind of new multiplayer experiences will be possible when one player with the Wii U gamepad joins a group of players who are playing with Wii remotes? Clearly, the player with the Wii U gamepad takes on a special role, playing in the same game world as the other players, but from a different perspective, with different information, and in a completely different role. This makes asymmetric gameplay possible. To offer an example, I'd like to demonstrate one of the attractions we'll have on the show floor, Luigi's Ghost Mansion. Have you ever walked nervously down the corridors of a haunted house only to suddenly feel something behind you and quickly turn around? This is what you'll feel in multiplayer Luigi's Mansion. This attraction, much like in a horror film, features a stronger ghost chasing a group of weaker players who better work together or else. In this game, both the ghost player using the Wii U gamepad screen and his pursuers viewing the TV are seeing the same floor of the mansion, but what they're sensing is entirely different. If you look closely at the center screen, which represents the big TV, compared to the side screens showing the gamepad view, you'll soon notice that they're quite different. The gamepad ghost can see all the players all the time, but the other players cannot see the ghost. In the 4 corners, you see the human players, and in the center is the ghost. Now look at the main screen. The ghost is not here. The people playing on the main screen cannot see the ghost. Fighting against an enemy you can't see seems like a truly one-sided advantage. But the Wii remotes rumble when the ghost gets near. So, if the teammates don't cooperate by talking to each other when the ghost is near, they won't be able to track it down. Their objective is to shine their flashlights on the ghost to damage the ghost until they defeat it. But if they leave their lights on too long, their batteries will run out. When the flashlight beam hits the ghost, he takes damage. The ghost life meter starts at 100, and it drops the entire time it's lit up. If it reaches 0, the ghost loses. Oh, okay, the ghost has attacked one of the humans. When this happens, the human fades, and when you faint, you can't walk around anymore. If all 4 humans are down at the same time, the ghost wins. Here you see the other players shining their flashlights on the one who fainted. If you do this long enough, the player who fainted will wake up again. You'll have to help your fallen partner to make sure your team doesn't lose. Oh, but as they're shining their lights on their partner, their batteries are running low. As the batteries run low, the power of the flashlight gets weaker until it goes out altogether. Before you lose all power, you'll need to get more batteries, but of course, the ghost will also guess at this and may be lying in wait, so you have to be careful. See? The ghost attacked when they were doing all they could to revive their fallen comrade. If you don't pay attention, you often lose track of what's happening around you. But because the remote of the person who fainted still rumbles when the ghost approaches, they have to tell the players around them to watch out and help in their own revival. Oh, here the players have surrounded the ghost in the hallway. It's difficult to escape from this unharmed, so you have to prepare for the damage. And as the ghosts race to get away. So what did you think?